In this video, we are going to be combining JSON Web Token with Type ORM for building up the login and sign up process of the user under the backend. So without any further ado, make sure you have hit that like button on this video and let's get started. So if you have seen my previous tutorials, we have learned what are JWTs and what is the basic usage of JWT under RExpress and Node. So in this tutorial, let's create some defined methods for simply creating a new user or logging under the user accordingly. So for that purpose, first of all, let's remove this method, and also we won't be needing delete user method for now. And so on, so the following method is up and ready for simply creating a new user. So instead of having a method of create user, let's add a method to be called as signup. So here let's have a method of signup just like this. And after having the following method of signup, let's create a new method for logging in. So for that purpose, let's have a new method of login just like this. Under this method, let's have a request and response, our usual thing. So here let's have a request and also a response just like this. So under our login method, first of all, let's get the user email and password so that the user shall be logging in. And for that purpose, let's have a constant user email and also a user password. So here let's have a user password, and the following thing shall be equal to request.body. And once we have got our user email and user password, we need to validate over the user email is valid or not. And for that purpose, we are going to be using a module known as email validator. So here onto our terminal, you should be writing the following command of npm install email validator. Just like this, press enter. Cool, so we have got our package as well. So now let's go under our entire declaration, and here I can be simply saying import everything as email validator from the module which is known as email validator, just like this. So now let's go at the bottom, and here first of all let's instantiate our email validator. So for that purpose, I should be writing here a new variable known as validate, and the following thing shall be awaiting for our email validator. So for that purpose, let's have our class of email validator, and from this we can simply use the method of validate, and under this we need to provide here the value of user email. Now the following validate shall be giving us a boolean of true or false, and so by so I will be simply saying that if the user is not validated, that is not validate, we shall be simply sending a response to our server, and under this we should be sending a JSON, and under this I will be calling the error, and under error let's send any sort of error, let's say. So under our else block, first of all we need to find the user ID who is logged in, that is who has entered the following credentials. So for that purpose, first of all let's find the user from our database. So here let's have a variable called find user from DB, and the following thing shall be simply equal to this dot create query builder, just like this. And under this we need to present here a table from which we need to query all of our data, and from our users table we need to simply select a user's password. So for that purpose I will be calling user dot user password, just like this. And once we have got our user password up and ready, I am going to be comparing the following user email who has entered under our following section with our current email. So for that purpose I will be calling the where phrase, and under our where phrase I will be calling the following method of user dot user email should be equal to the following user email that the user has inputted. So here let's have a new query, and here let's have the query initialization under our user email. Let's paste it here, easy as that. And once we have got our entire query, I will be simply getting my get one method through which we shall be calling the entire user data from our database. So by for now, once we have got our user from our database, I will be calling the user ID of a particular user. So for that purpose, we shall be copying the following piece of line from here, and here I will be selecting a particular user ID. So for that purpose, let's have here select, and under select I will be calling my user dot ID, just like this. And after that we shall be also having a where phrase, and under our where phrase we need to get the following phrase here. So let's paste it on here and format document first. Alright, double quotation, move it here, and here once we have selected our user ID where the user email is equal to the user email that the user has inputted, we shall be simply getting a one, that is add a phrase of get one, just like this. And once we have got everything, we shall be simply comparing the user password with the current thing. But you know what, if I move under my postman just like here, and if I send a get request, alright, this might take somewhat loading cause we are not running our server. So here let's have npm run dev. Alright, we are getting an error cause the following manager does not exist. So for that purpose, let's go under our auth controller, and under our auth controller we need to remove the following both of the methods cause they are not under existence. Press Ctrl and S. Now let's go back. Alright, one more error. Let's check with what is happening here. Cool, so we don't have the following create user method as well. So instead of create user, we have named our method to be sign up, that is sign up. So format document first, and now let the following thing to be running one more time. Alright, we need to also update our router. So let's go under routes, and we need to remove this thing off. And also instead of creating a user, we should be adding here a path, that is method of sign up. So here let's add a method of sign up. But for that purpose, let's go back, and here instead of create user, let's add sign up. Just like this, paste it here. Cool, so now this should be working as well. Okay, our server is finally rocking at 8080. So now if I move under my Postman, if I simply send a GET request, I am getting all of the following data. But you know what, the following user password that we have saved under our database is not encrypted. Anyone, that is any admin, can see his user password so and so. So we need to do one thing, that is encrypt the following user password under a format of MD5 algorithm. So for doing that purpose, we shall be taking help from a library known as bcrypt. So for that purpose, let's clear everything out, and here I should be installing npm install bcrypt, just like this. And also we shall be requiring its types. Cool, so we also need to install the types of our bcrypt cause we are using TypeScript. So here you should be adding types of slash of bcrypt, and you should be adding here a flag of developer dependencies. So for that purpose, you should be writing dash save and dev. Press enter one more time. So now while we were registering all of our users under our user repository, which is at the top, we are saving the following user data manually. It is not encrypted nor any sort of thing. So we need to modify our entire this thing as well. So for that purpose, let's start from absolute scratch. So here under the process of sign up, first of all we need to validate the user email. So for that purpose, we should be taking help from our email validator. So here let's have let validate should be equal to under await state of email validator, and under this we should be simply validating our entire user email. So let's copy the following entity, paste it here, and here we should be adding here a if condition of not validate. So here if the following user is not validated, let's add a validate. We should be sending here a JSON response of error, but before sending JSON response, you can also send a status code to it. So here let's have a status of 500.json, and under JSON I will be sending my error, and under this I can simply say email not. Alright, instead of email not, let's say invalid email, just like this. Let's come out of our if condition and play our actual game, but before that let's have a proper spelling of else, just like this. So under our else block, first of all we need to find whether the following email already exists or not under our database. That's because if we move under my Postman, here you can see we are getting the user email of the users, and so if a new user sign up under our application, and if the following user email is already reserved, we should be sending him a message that the following username, that is the following user email, is already taken. So for doing that thing, let's go back, and here we need to first of all find whether the email exists or not. So for that purpose, let's have here a method of let email exist, which will be a boolean, and under this first of all we need to simply await. Here let's say await this dot create query builder, just like this. Let's query our entire table of user. Let's add a user, and under this I will be adding my where phrase, and under where let's add the following condition. So under my where I will be adding a condition if user dot user email is equal to the following query, and the query shall be nothing but our user email which we have entered. Here let's have our query, and the following query value shall be equal to our user email. If the following thing is so and we are getting a count, so here let's have get count, and if the following get count is greater than 0, let's add a greater than 0 or an extra bracket. If the following count is greater than 0, we shall be simply indicating that the following email already exists. So for that purpose, we will be adding here condition if the following email already exists. Alright, let's add email, and if the following email already exists, we shall be sending here a message to our server. So here let's add response dot send. Under this send I will be sending here a message under a case of data that the email is already taken. Just like this, format document first. So if the following email does not exist, we should be adding our else block, that if the following email is new and the following email is not submitted under our database. So now here, while we are submitting our password, that is user password under our database, we need to encrypt the following password. So for that purpose, first of all, I will be having a new constant. So here let's have a new constant, and the following constant shall be called as salt, and the following shall simply equal to bcrypt. But before that, let's go at the top and import our bcrypt. So here let's have import bcrypt from bcrypt. Just like this, let's go at the bottom, and here I will be simply calling my bcrypt dot generate a salt, just like this. And here you can provide number of rounds, that is number of callback to it. And for now I will be adding a callback of 10, that is number of rounds to be 10. And once we have done this, I will be awaiting for my bcrypt.hash method. So for that purpose, you should be calling bcrypt.hash. We need to hash the password that the user has inputted. So for that purpose, first of all, we need to add data, and under a case of data, we should be simply listening to our user password. So let's add a user password, and after that we need to create here a salt or rounds, and we have generated here a salt of 10. So let's provide here a salt, and after that it also gives us a callback. So under a callback, let's have an error and also some data. Let's throw an arrow function, just like this. Cool. So here under this method, first of all, if we got any error, let's add error. We will be simply sending the entire error to our server. So let's add response.send the entire error, else we will be getting our else block, just like this. So under our else block, I will be awaiting for my repository. So for that purpose, I will be simply calling this. But before saving all of our data, we need to instantiate our entire user entity. So for that purpose, let's have let user is equal to new user, just like this. Let's say user dot user dot username should be equal to the username that we have been providing. And after that, I will be calling user dot user password, and the following password shall be equal to the following data. So here let's have the following data, and after that I will be calling user dot user email should be equal to user email that he has inputted, just like this. Cool. So once we have got the instantiation of our new user, I will be saving everything under my repository. So for that purpose, I will be calling this dot save, just like this. And under this, we need to save our entire user that we have created so far, which is this one. Now I know the following method is quite big, but we need to do this. So once we have called our everything, and once we have saved our user, once the user is saved, first of all, we need to also send a JSON web token to the user. So for that purpose, first of all, we need to have the user ID, and for user ID, we can copy the following user ID from this side and paste it here. Format document first. And once we have got the user ID of the user who has signed in, we will be creating a new token, just like this, as we have done under our this method. So for that purpose, first of all, I will be calling await jwt.sign. We shall be signing up, and under this, first of all, it shall be requiring a payload, and the payload shall be nothing but the user ID. And after that, it should be also requiring a secret ID. But before that, let's add an ID to be user ID, just like this. And here it shall be requiring some secret key, and for now let's add a key to be my key. And after that, it should be also requiring an expiry date. So here let's have expires in, let's say, a single day of this one, just like this. Let's remove the await from this side, and once we have got our token as well, we shall be sending a token to our server. So for that purpose, let's have response.send auth, that is authentication, should be equal to true. And after that, we should be also sending a token. So let's say token should be equal to token. Now this is going to be our complete method that we need to perform. Now let me explain to you about what the thing we have done so far. First of all, we are getting user input from our entire request.body. After that, we are validating whether the user email is valid or not. Let's remove await from this side, we don't need it. And if the following user email is invalid, we are sending an error to our server. Else we are continuing with our method where we are checking whether the user email exists or not. If the following user email exists, we are sending data that email is already taken. If not so, we are generating some salt, and after that we are decrypting the following user password that user has pasted under our input. And if something went wrong, we are sending the following error to the server. Else we are creating a new user where we are assigning all of the data, and we are saving the user as well. And after that, for the sake of our JSON Web Token, we are taking a user ID to be our payload, through which we are simply signing up with JWT, under which we have our secret key to be my key and also an expiry date. And if everything went right, we are simply sending the following token to the server. Now once we have done this, let's try it out. Now let me also tell you that if you are new to JSON Web Token, kindly watch the previous video where I have explained everything about JSON Web Token. So for now, let's open our terminal, and here let's clear it once and have npm run dev, press enter. Cool, so our server is up and running. So let's sign up under our user with a new email. So for that purpose, let's go under our postman, move under post request and add a new user. But you know what, instead of add, let's add a new method, that is a new path. So for that purpose, let's go under routes, and here instead of adding a new thing, let's have a path of user / sign up, press enter. Cool, so I will be copying the following path from here. Let's go back and paste it here. Cool, so our new path is the following thing for posting all of our user data. So under this, let's create a new user. So for that purpose, let's have a new user of panda. Let's copy the following thing here, paste it here, and also let's have a new user email of panda. And once we have done this, we should be sending our post request to our server. So for that purpose, let's press send. Cool, so now we are getting the following token from our JSON Web Token. So now what we are going to be doing is fetching our entire user data, which is under our database. So now let's go back under our methods, and here we have got our fetch user method where we are simply fetching all of the users available under our database. And you know what, we also need to provide here a bearer token under authorization tab. So before moving forward, let's have a new route of user, just like this. So now let's open our terminal, let the following thing to be loaded up. Cool, so let's go back, and here let's get everything. But before that, let's add a path of users only for getting all the data. And under headers, you should be adding a new JSON Web Token, which is this token. So let's copy, alright, let's copy the following thing here, paste it here, and now let's send a GET request. Cool, so we are sending all of our data, and if I go down, you can see under our panda, we have got our user password, which is encrypted under a following hash, which has a following salt of rounds having 10. So congratulations, we have done a great job. We are now successfully able to hash the user password and send it under our database. So once we have done this, let's also create a similar method for logging in. So for making that thing happen, alright, let's this thing here. Let's go under our method of login, and under our login, alright, let's remove await state from here, we don't need it. So once we have got our user ID, let's add a token as well. So as the thing we have done under our sign up method where we are hashing our password, bcrypt also gives us a method for comparison. So here I will be simply awaiting for bcrypt. Alright, a bad spelling, not right. Let's say bcrypt.compare. Let's add a method of compare, and under our compare method, first of all, it shall be requiring the actual password the user has inputted, just like this. And after that, we should be finding the user password from our database. So for that purpose, let's copy find user database, and also let's add user password. So here let's add the following user password as string, just like this. And once everything went right, it also gives us a callback function. So let's add a error and also a result from our database. Let's throw an arrow function, why not? Under this case, if we are getting an error, we will be simply sending a response of an entire error. So let's add the following thing here, else we are good to go. So after the following if condition, let's add one more condition. If the following result is not so, that is if the user is not identified, we shall be returning here a new response, and the response shall be under a send, and let's say authentication error, just like this. And if the thing is not so, let's add an entire result thing. If the following result is matches with our current password, we shall be simply creating a new token, and for this purpose we shall be using jwt.sign. And under this, as usual, it shall be requiring here a payload, and under our payload we shall be using the following user ID. So let's paste this thing here. After having the following payload, we shall be requiring here a secret key, which is my key. Now feel free to modify your secret key as you want. And once everything is done right, we should also be requiring here an expiry. So here let's have a new expire scene for an entire day, that is this much seconds. So once we have got our entire token, let's send the following token to the server. So here let's have response.send. Under this let's have authentication, that is the value of authentication. Also we shall be sending the token to it, that is token to server, that is token itself. So now let's try it out. So for trying it out, we shall be creating a new route for our login purpose. But before that, we need to go under our controller and assign a new method for it. So let's copy our entire signup method, paste it here. But here let's have a new method of login and also a login under case of manager. So now let's go under routes and add a new route. And here I should be adding a new route of login and also a login. Format document first, and now let's try it out. But before that, let's add some comments of signing in and also of logging in. Cool. So now let's finally try it out. So let's go under our postman, and if I go under my body, we are simply signing in under panda. So we don't need our username by far now, but you only need our panda and also its user password. So here in front of user, let's add a path of login, and here let's add a post request. Let's send it up. Cool. So now we are authenticated under our entire database because we are getting our token here. For now, if I go back and simply send a pand instead of panda, I will be getting the authentication error because the user is not identified. And if I remove the following user password from this side, alright, let's add this thing here and press send. I will be getting an error because we have not provided any field. And if I provide here a panda and press send, I will be getting my following authentication, that is authentication token. So if I copy my following token from here, move under my headers and paste this thing here. And instead of send, let's have a get request. And if I send my entire method, I will be getting all of my data because the following token is validated. And if I remove 4 from my token and send a get request, I will be getting the following message, that invalid signature. Let's add 4 back and press send request, that is get request. So this way you can simply get all of the following user data with the help of JSON Web Token. So in this way we have implemented the method of signing in and also logging in for our user under our database. So in the next tutorial, let's open our Notion because we have combined our JWT with TypeORM. In the next tutorial, we shall be testing some of TypeORM JWT with Postman, that is other request verification. So till then, if you have loved this tutorial, please hit that like button. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.